Welcome back into In the W, presented by Pinnacle. I'm joined today by Tiffany Mitchell, the two-time SEC Player of the Year with the South Carolina Gamecocks. She's in her 9th NBA season. First season with the Connecticut Sun, the dominant Connecticut Sun right now. Tiffany, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to rewind a little bit and talk about your time with South Carolina a little bit before we jump into this season. At the beginning of this season, though, there was 10 South Carolina Gamecocks on opening day rosters, and that's the second most of any program in the entire country. You hear a lot about it on the men's side about like the brotherhood of all the guys who went to Duke. And I'm so
Yeah.
curious with this growing, I don't know, dominance and takeover of South Carolina. I know there's a few programs that have quite a few women in the league, but what is it like? Like, what is the bond with other South Carolina players in the league, and how special is it to be part of that like iconic lineage now?
Yeah, I mean, just like in the NBA, with us, it's when you go to South Carolina and graduate from South Carolina, you definitely become, a part of the sisterhood. Once you graduate, doesn't mean you don't get support from the school or the coaches anymore. It definitely follows you, into the league. And, with me being the old head of the group, so, my rookie year, I was the only one from South Carolina, in the league. So now that I can see, just the path that, Coach Staley has created and kind of like the funnel to the WNBA from South Carolina. It's just great to see other players from South Carolina in the league. Like I said, it's a sisterhood. We make sure we take care of each other on and off the court. I have one of my Gamecocks here with me with Ty. So again, it's just great to see such many players from South Carolina also in the league.
I guess I didn't realize that you would have been like the one and then everyone else followed behind you. How cool is that to see how, you created that path, you opened the door and then everyone else is following behind.
Yeah, I mean, just the foundation that, I started, with Coach Staley and the teams that, pushed South Carolina forward to this powerhouse that they are now. Like I said, it's just great to see the transformation because I was there, when nobody was supporting us, not coming to the games, and like now it's sellouts. So it's just great to kind of be a part of that and see how far they've come.
You mentioned how once you graduate from South Carolina, you're still getting the support of the fans, the coaching staff, the other players around. And even this past year, when South Carolina won the title, you were tweeting up a storm about Dawn Staley and about the program. And as someone who played for her, because I'm never going to get that opportunity, what makes Dawn Staley great?
Just the person she is. I think if all of us didn't decide to, who are in the league right now, didn't decide to do that, we would still have her support in whatever we chose to do. There's some players in the league that you can't say that about their college coaches. And she supports whatever that we do. She's a player's coach. We still talk, we still text to this day. And she does it with all her players. She always looks out for us, whatever we need. We know, like I said, it's family at the end of the day. And she makes us feel that, especially coming from high school, going into college for 4 years, our parents are kind of trusting her with building us up, to be, young women and adults. So she takes that role serious and definitely has helped, me become the woman and player that I am today.
Let's talk about that then, because she's obviously done a good job at creating somewhat of a pipeline from her college program into the pros with the second most in the country, like I mentioned. I want to know, I guess, the biggest difference or adjustment between college and pro, and then how Dawn helped you facilitate that and got you ready.
Yeah, I think it's just more so the mentality that she's instilled in all her players, just for us to be ready. We know there's a huge, gap from just college, just mentally, and physically once you get to the pro. So I think, she's kind of just setting us up, challenging us each day, throwing different things at us that we'll probably see, once we become pro. So I think she does a great job of just preparing us for any type of situations, for being a star player on the team to probably not, playing a lot of minutes on certain teams. So I think just the mentality that you need to have to be a professional. She definitely instills that to you as soon as you walk on that campus.
Is the physicality, because I know that's been like a big topic of conversation in the league this year, is the physicality a lot different from college to pro? Like, did you feel that in your year, especially as SEC, like you had a target on your back, SEC player of the year twice. Did you feel that physicality change from college to pro?
There's definitely a difference from college to the pros, but me personally, I've always been a type of physical player, so I kind of like the action. I like the contact. I'm trying to create the contact at this point. And the SEC has, kind of like the reputation of just being kind of hard nosed, gritty. We're gonna get after you regardless, who you are. So we definitely took that reputation into the league, but the league is definitely way more physical than in college. You know, the girls and women are 10 times bigger, faster, stronger. So you just got to be ready and be prepared. And again, South Carolina puts everything in front of you to be prepared for the next level.
All right, and the next level is WNBA, and that's where you are right now in your ninth season. The Connecticut Sun are first in the league right now, and if you look at the standings, the record is first by a pretty large margin. What makes this team so special this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just have a lot of, I mean, veteran presence. You know, everybody in this league or on this team has been in the league for a while. So that makes it a lot easier to kind of transition and to do things on the fly without having to teach so much, just because, you know, we've all been here before, you know, played on different teams. And now when you put all of us together with what they had last year and then coming into a new team for me, just kind of wanted to build on what they already created. You know, they want me to just be myself, you know, bring what I do to the table, but also within, you know, their system. And so far, so good. Everything's been working out.
Yeah, so far so good. You could say that again. I have one last question for you, and I truly am curious about this because if you look on Vegas odds, right? So whatever that means, that's the professionals. Vegas
Mm-hmm.
still have the Aces to three-peat, and then it's the Liberty. Oh, the Aces. Aja Wilson, one of you guys just took over for a couple of years. It was like bam, 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 bam. Anyway, why is this Suns team so underrated? Are they going under the radar? Are they overlooked?
I think the reputation of Connecticut has always been kind of the underdog, and underrated. But you know, we wear that with pride. You know, we go into each game knowing now that we are the target, and if we're not seen as that, we're going to take that and run with it as well. So if we are overlooked still, you know, that's on them. That's on Vegas odds because you know, try to be not overlooked no longer.
I like that. I like that. I like a little chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
That's what Memphis tries to play with too. So I'm very familiar with that and using it as motivation. It's working so far for you guys.
Absolutely. That's what we're trying to do.
Tiffany, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you so much. And I'm a big Sun fan now, so I'm wishing you the best of the luck the rest of the way.
Cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.